That lost if you Tuesday.
Mdlalose will return to court next Wednesday, where the state will cross-examine him on his testimony. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News in Palm Ridge.
And today marks World Suicide Prevention Day, and the South African Depression and Anxiety Group is using the day to raise awareness around mental health. Under the theme, Hope Starts with Talking, SADC is urging the public to have those difficult but necessary conversations. The mental health support group says South Africa has about 14,000 deaths from suicide per year. SADC project manager Roshni Pabusitha.
Another common one is that people who talk about suicide simply won't do it. The reality is that many people who are struggling do give warning signs. And depression isn't just feeling sad. It's a deep, painful illness that affects the way that you think, it affects the way that you feel, and it affects the way that you function every single day.
A fine Thursday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 13 degrees, peaking at 28. Pretoria 14 and 32, Vereeniging 13 and 26. Lerato Huffela, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Great show as always, Darop.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful show, Robert. Thank you so much. It
always gives me pleasure to speak to someone who's got such an insight.
I love the introduction.
Hey, what is show Marawa? Hey, even my dog is barking here, Mr. Marawa. You know, the blood moon yesterday we thought is bringing luck. It looks like it's bringing luck only for Kaizer Chiefs. White Shanghai, yeah. Ay. Cricket, they were mesmerized. Hey, 300 and what for 70, what all out. I just hope this red moon brings good luck for Bafana against Nigeria.
Williams is in trouble. They have the equaliser. Bessie came all the way from defence.
Let's head off to Bloemfontein now. EWN sports reporter Tolagele Mganga on the line. Tolagele, it does look like there was a certain moment of ball going to head, going to hand, going to back of the net.
Nigeria will take anything because they do what they have to win this game and make sure that they win their other two qualifiers to make it work. But for Bafana, they need to focus on themselves.
Now through the middle in Kota. Can he get it square? Own goal. Trusteko. Let's put the ball in there. Back of the net for South Africa.
Because of course a point for South Africa would be enough to edge them closer to qualification. It just means that in October we'd have to beat one of Rwanda or Benin to make sure that we get through.
The room dividers.
The room dividers.
The room dividers. Zatu Mamanj.
Tando Manana, Mike Greenaway.
The All Blacks defend their fortress.
Whether New Zealand has won the rugby champs 25 times, whether South Africa has won it 4 times, it matters not. What matters the most is we have to avoid what All Blacks went through with back-to-back defeats in South Africa. We've got to break that hoodoo, come up and get the win on Friday, come back to South Africa with our tails up going to Durban.
Zurana hinge on referees and how they perform and whether that works for or against us.
Cole Dixon seemed to kind of shrink from making decisions. It was almost like he felt the pressure of that record himself. He didn't want to blow the All Blacks up.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Well, WhatsApp voice note lines are really going crazy. I can see the lines are blazing. I can only imagine why. We've just come out of a hectic FIFA week. Qualifiers for the World Cup. How important is the World Cup to each and every one of us? We all know that. We all know the answer to that. But what is your reaction to it? We'll find out. But before we get there, guys, one very important story popped up today. It's not for the first time. It's not football related. It is rugby related. Find out now what is at the center of it, because it is disturbing. And that's why we've decided to quickly include it before we bring in our guest here who's in studio tonight. It is #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember.
magnificent.
The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
All right, in case you didn't know, the Lions and Springbok prop, Asanathi Ntlabaganye, well, he finds himself at the center of controversy. I mean, he's charged with anti-doping rule violations, but here's the twist for me. I mean, he's not provisionally suspended, and the clock is ticking as he has up until the end of September to decide. So what is the decision? Will he contest the charge or accept it? And that is why, to help us unpack the seriousness of this case and what it means, though, for the player, the sport, as well as the future of a clean competition in South Africa, we're joined by the Chief Executive Officer of the South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport. That's Khalid Khalant, who is on the line. Khalid, thank you so much. It's been a while since I last spoke to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good evening, Robert, and good evening to your listeners.
It's very straightforward. What's facing us here? As difficult as it is, maybe you might summarize it.
As you mentioned, the newly capped Springbok Asanathi tested positive during the Springbok camps. The substance that he tested positive for is non-specified, and hence he hasn't been provisionally suspended. We did issue the charge letter this week, and we charged the athlete with 2 anti-doping rule violations for another substance. At this point, I can just confirm that we've charged him for 2, since now the case is unfolding, so some of the information would jeopardize the athlete's defense if I disclose it. But he has until the end of the month to decide whether he will accept the charge, plead guilty, which in that event he's facing or he's looking at a sanction of about 3 years. If he decides to contest the 2 charges and plead not guilty, and then an independent tribunal will adjudicate the matter and decide what the sanction, if there will be a sanction, and it can be anywhere from a warning to 4 years.
All right, so just to get it clear here, Khalid, if he says, yes, I am guilty on both charges, it's 3 years that he'll be sanctioned for.
Correct. Yeah, that's when it's what we call a letter of acceptance or acceptance of guilt, and not contesting that he accepted that he did ingest the substances and that it was found in his body.
And maybe to break down, why no provisional suspension?
Well, it's really technical, but in a short thing, different performance-enhancing substances have classifications, and what we call specified and non-specified. This substance that he tested positive for, the first substance, is a specified, so that doesn't have a mandatory provisional suspension. The athlete can opt to say, okay, I will accept a provisional suspension till my case is closed. But when it's something like a hardcore steroid, there's a mandatory suspension.
All right, so given the fact that there's 2, I think the first one, it was made public in terms of what the substance was. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So it's the second one where no name of the substance is being released yet.
Well, not from our end, but there was an article in the Daily Maverick today where it was inferred that the name of the substance, which the article alleges it's DHEA, which is a type of androgenic substance, like a precursor stimulating testosterone production.
Testosterone-producing substance.
Correct.
So that was mentioned in the Daily Maverick is correct.
Well, I can confirm it's another substance at this point. Again, I would refer not to comment on the type of substances.
So where would one ordinarily, let's say I decide to take this, the doctor says, listen, you're low on testosterone, you need this to boost, and then I go ahead because the doctor says that's what I need, and then the next thing, it puts you in a situation that Asanathi finds himself in. Then who becomes liable? Who's to blame? Who's supposed to double check or clear?
That's going to be interesting, and that will probably say what will be the basis around what the Asanathi will either base his defense on or what he's claiming. So it's difficult for me to comment on that. But as you know, in sport, the rules are pretty rigid, and there's something like strict liability. So the athlete is still held liable for whatever they found in the system, irrespective of who told them to ingest it.
A quick clip that came through from Rassi.
As a Naki, you've got somebody which we see has got unbelievable touch for the game, feel for the game. Just like Newton has, Ox has an unbelievable feel for the game. We're not just talking scrum specifically. So when we started looking at him 2 years ago, we started tracking his actual battle rates, and it's up there with the other guys. So we're trying to. And obviously then when we got him in with the help of Rudolph and Cash from Alliance and said, listen, we want to get this right. We went a few times to Don's farm and stayed there for a week. And Don worked with him there when the Lions fell out, with the blessing of the Lions, with their coach and their CEO. And whenever there's a break, he drove to Bloemfontein, went to the farm, and now, he's dropped 15 to 18 kilograms, which, let's hope he can now do it at test match level. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear such comments, and obviously everybody was praising his drop in weight, having gone to Don Newman's farm in the Free State, and it was sudden, it was visible, we could see it. Would they be contributory factors, or did he just put in a whole lot of hard work? I mean, those are questions I'm asking myself, Khalid, so feel free to maybe ponder on them, because you might not have the answers. And would those then find themselves at Sades, and Sades is now saying, listen, unfortunately, that is seen as good, that you did on the farm, might now come back and bite you where it hurts the most.
As you mentioned, Robert, it's very difficult for me to comment on something like that, and I'm sure as the case unfolds and more information and affidavits get put together as part of the athlete's file, more details will come to the fore, exactly what it entailed, and if this type of substances were encouraged or taken during the farm stay, or if it was just hardcore strength weight loss workout. So it's difficult for me to comment on that, but I'm sure that information will start to come to the fore as the athlete puts together his file to explain the situation.
And obviously all of this happening while he is part of the Bok camp. I mean, this is not something that was happening at franchise club level.
Correct, yeah.
And the Bok squad has obviously been told formally. Have they responded to Sades formally?
Well, the athlete has responded, and a few weeks ago, South African Rugby, before the Springboks left for New Zealand, they withdrew Asanati from the provisional squad just to ensure that the athlete can dedicate his full energy to this case, and that it doesn't serve as a distraction to the touring team.
All right, just finally, Khalid, anything else you'd like to share about this story? I mean, very disturbing. Obviously, you have a job to do. It's for us to worry, and we look at the track record of previous players that have fallen foul of the same. But anything else you'd love to share?
Well, for the professional athletes that are listening to your show, I mean, the lesson that professional athletes can draw from us is to always inform whichever doctor or medical professional you're going, that you are a professional athlete and that you are subject to anti-doping rules. So there are certain substances that you can and cannot take. And the doctors should be qualified enough to know how to prescribe appropriate medicine to treat whatever condition they need to do.
And including this particular substance, though, because as you mentioned, testosterone. I remember a couple of years ago, there was a local football player who tested, again, random, urine test. He was pulled aside. And what they found him to have been positive for was a sexual stimulant drug that he had taken.
And again, that probably had what is referred to as MDMA, and that it falls into the classification of illicit drugs or substance of abuse, so that has a different sanction framework from which we act against.
Did the athlete say anything in terms of which way he is wanting to plead, and how soon is that going to be wrapped up?
So far, nothing yet. The athlete has till the end of the month, and it's obviously in the interest of both the athlete to conclude the matter as soon as possible.
And when they do this in good faith again, Khalid, and I think that's what he said even with the first one, taking DHEA, on his medical forms. I mean, he has clearance from 2 medical professionals as well, as far as this is concerned. Then what does it say? I mean, medical professionals should know what is good, what isn't, what is banned and what isn't banned, so that a player doesn't find himself in this situation. Because now if a medical professional says, here, this is what we are giving you, you take it at face value.
Correct. I mean, we have a very experienced sports medicine infrastructure in the country. We have a South African Sports Medicine Association with really experienced medical doctors. And the doctors that I've worked with, physios, medical doctors, biokineticians, they're all very, very well familiar with the anti-doping rules and what substances are banned or permitted, and also the process through which to follow if an athlete needs to take a substance and apply for an exemption.
Well, Khalid, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I hope it's an outcome that really favors the player. I say this in all honesty. I interviewed Asanati live in studio. I know where his mind is. I know what his intentions are. I know what he wants to achieve. And having claimed loyalty to playing in South Africa as opposed to taking big name contracts that he was offered to go play in France. So when you see something like this develop and you then saying, but where in the pecking order does this fall? It really is disappointing to see it happening in 2025.
Correct.
Yeah, but
thank you for having me, Robert.
I appreciate the information. Khalid Galan, thank you very much indeed. That is South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport. He's the Chief Executive Officer. Maybe you can share some of your thoughts on that as we mix things up, though. I mean, a sporting day is a sporting day, and it turns up differently. But I can tell you, though, that my guest, he's back for round 2. He did ask for more time. We'll give him more time. It might not be the hour that he wants. Hey, we might not have VAR, to disallow goals when they're handballs. So there's a lot of things that we desire in life that we don't get. 060-708-0484. Osasu Obayuana is coming up next. Here's my guest tonight. I don't know how he's feeling. I think someone says he's jet-lagged from flying from Bloem.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Fulifelang here, and good evening, MSW Shoulders. What a night of football. I think the Nigerians slowly but surely are realizing that chances of them automatically qualifying for the World Cup or actually ending up in the World Cup are running very, very, very slim, because they were the more desperate side, other than Bafana Bafana, to get all 3 points to try and ensure that Bafana Bafana do not have their fate in their own destiny. Whereas for Bafana Bafana, had they not conceded that controversial goal, which I still felt, had VAR intervened, it would not have counted, then Bafana would be definitely a step closer to qualify for the World Cup. But nonetheless, I still feel that the fate is in their own hands. They can qualify, and they are in a position where they cannot lose their last games. It's been a great night of football, Mr. Rob. Great show as always. Thanks.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
What's your reason to go? Is it to wander places where nobody's been? To feel the warm, wet sand beneath your feet in the Maldives? Is it to take a quick shri emakaya for Gogo's beef stew netombol? Or to see a loved one?
Whatever your reason to go, go beyond travel with up to 100% off on flights when you book on the ABSA banking app. Your story matters. ABSA. Depending on your rewards tier and card type. T's and C's apply. ABSA is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
Are you ready to explore your beautiful country in style? With Lekker Slaap's user-friendly accommodation booking app, finding the perfect stay has never been easier. Whether you're dreaming of a beach escape, a bush retreat, or a city adventure, Lekker Slaap has you covered with thousands of stays for every budget. Join millions of happy South Africans who book their stays on Lekker Slaap. Download the Lekker Slaap app today and easily book your next holiday.
Lotto Star does scratch card games like no one else. In seconds, you could win payouts of up to 75 million rand. With just a scratch of a card, you could boost your bank balance, win a gold bar, or shine bright on Diamond Rush. Scratch now on lottostar.co.za. Your world of live games. Lotto Stars licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
At Trinity House, authentic Christian values empower our students to succeed together. With passionate teachers and expert coaches, we support your child in reaching their full potential in the classroom and in life. Join us for our open day on Saturday, 13 September from 9 to 12 at our campuses in Centurion, Glen Vista, Rand Park Ridge and Little Falls. RSVP now at trinityhouse.co.za. Trinity House, succeeding together.
My wife asked me to deal with the roof leak in the kitchen. Thought I had fixed it, but surprise, it's back. She is not happy.
If you don't want to sleep on the couch tonight, just get Flash Harry and sort it out.
Flash Harry? Like a magician for leaks?
No, Flash Harry, the go-to solution for a leak-free home. Trusted by South Africans since 1975.
Where can I find it?
Any good hardware store. Flash Harry. It just works. Find your nearest stockist at flashharry.co.za.
A healthy immune system begins in your gut, so the inclusion of high-quality probiotics in your diet can be beneficial. Biogen Supreme Probiotic 9 strain is an advanced formula with Hawaru strains and Orafti Synergy 1 fiber designed to improve intestinal flora. Biogen now also offers Supreme Probiotic for her for intimate feminine wellness, as well as acute travel biotic and Choose for Juniors. Choose a probiotic supplement that's right for you. Available at Discam and biogen.co.za.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
The Room Dividers.
The Room Dividers.
The Room Dividers. Zatu Mamanje.
Tando Manana. Mike Greenaway. Mike, very quick one. Who's to win it?
We're talking about Wellington now.
So Wellington again.
Yeah, okay. Wellington, I'm looking at least 7.
Bok by 7, Manana?
Bok by 4.
Bok by 4? If you guys don't get it, you guys will be bocked out of here next week. But
why are you always asking predictions? Why are you asking prediction? Why don't you start with predictions?
No, because
why must you switch off the show with predictions?
How?
You like a sangoma to me, pa.
How? Tell me. What does a sangoma do?
Yeah, but you're writing these things and I don't know what you're writing it for.
I'm right. You'll see next week.
Okay, I'll wait for it.
That will be your prediction.
You like a sangoma to me, pa.
I think you really trust me too much.
Why are you always asking predictions?
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Good afternoon to you, Rob. Good afternoon to your listeners. I'm Zilai Deben, Robert. Robert, let me react on Bafana game against in Niger. Well, Bafana, they play very well. We play very well, Robert. But I think we need to sort out the left back position. Yes, we do have a player who usually play for that position, which is Motiba. But sometimes when it comes to marking, Motiba got a problem. But when he's is going forward, it's good. It's good. But the player that was playing yesterday, Kapini, I don't know if maybe he was so scared more. It's the first game for him, but he never show up. He never show up. Yeah. So Robert, we need to win just one game to get a ticket to go to World Cup. Thanks, Robert. Nice show.
Rob, I think we should just take Troost. I think Troost Ocon. We should just come and play for us because he likes scoring for us. I think he sees himself as a South African. Troost, come to us, my man. Troost, come to South Africa. Maybe you want to be a South African, so let him come, Tarop. But asazi uzodlala phi ngoba nali TLB lifikile. Cresho is always Tarop sharp.
Oh, you're gonna love the shareholders, man. The energy. I think whatever he said has not made my guest very happy. There's an air of tension in the studio, and that is why tonight we're going to be zooming in on Africa's road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Match day 8 delivered drama. I mean, it delivered a lot of passion. There was a lot of heartbreak across the continent. 15 games, in fact, 15 different stories. And a picture that's becoming clearer but far from complete. I just sat back and I said, Cape Verde what? Population of how many? Senegal. I mean, they flexed their muscles. Crucial wins. Well, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they clinging, to the slimmest of hopes. But then you head through to Ouagadougou in Egypt, the Egyptians failing to slam the door on qualification. They could have slammed it shut. They were held to that very frustrating goalless draw by Burkina Faso. But the Pharaohs, though, they remain kings of Group A. There's daylight between themselves and the chasing pack. And to make sense of all of these twists, the turns, the Sharks roller coaster, we're joined by one of Africa's sharpest football minds, journalist, broadcaster, Osasu Obayuwana. We're going to break down what this means, though, for the Giants. And I'm not saying Nigeria are. We're talking about real giants, the dark horses, the dreamers. Are they still fighting for a ticket to the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada? Welcome back, Osasu. How was Bloemfontein?
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. How are you?
I'm very good. You never ask me that, so there might be a trick question coming up next.
No, there is no trick question.
Are you well? Were you well treated?
Yes, I was very well treated, and I have been well treated in South Africa ever since I started coming here in 1996. I've been coming here a long time.
I can tell, though, but you were not happy with the state of the pitch.
No, of course not. It was atrocious. Why on earth would they go and play there?
It's a field that's available, and we
No, Robert. That's. I'm sorry to use an English term. That's bollocks, absolute bollocks. You have some of the best facilities in the world in this country. Why on earth would you go and play there?
It's our home ground, so we make those decisions.
No, look.
You see, when you're playing in Nigeria,
no, when you play in Nigeria,
those decisions.
When you look, CAF and FIFA. I don't like when we have serious discussions about football I don't like to bring nationality into it or patriotism into it. I want us to discuss it as football people. Even for the South Africans, you are not doing your own team justice by playing there. You can do damage to your players playing on that football pitch. It was a potato farm.
It's a rugby stadium.
Then
so that's a rugby
it's
pitch.
for rugby players. It's not for football players.
But you have facilities.
You have Stadia, you have Soccer City, you have Madiba in Durban, you have other places in Cape. Why not go there? Where you have some of the finest pitches in the world. Why would you go to a potato farm?
Because it suits us. It's our home ground.
You see, it's not your home ground. Soccer City is your home ground. Not the Free State Stadium in Bloemfontein where you have the cheetahs playing rugby.
Any stadium in South Africa is our home ground.
To be honest, I just think football was done a disservice by playing a match there. You have better stadia, and I don't think, even Hugo Broos complained about how atrocious the pitch was. So,
well, he's fair, and he's a fair coach. So he's not going to be talking about something that he knows. He'll be lying about if he said something completely different. So I agree with you. Coach admitted to the pitch that it was not in a great state. We all saw that it wasn't in a great state. But it's the same for both of the nations. So we either bemoan it forever, or we get down and we say, okay, it happened. Maybe it shouldn't happen again. But again,
The pitch. Yes. Yeah, the pitch, I think Monday there was a Nigerian journalist who asked me a question, and it was like we did it on purpose to play on such a bad pitch. Believe me, I was here 14 days ago, and I don't want to repeat what I said to the people from this pitch. We also need a good pitch to play football. And it was not possible today. Even we tried it, and we did it the first half hour. But when you play against an opponent like this on such a pitch, it's very difficult. So the next time we have to be a little bit careful to choose our stadium, and be sure that the people who maintain the pitch, that they really know what we would like to have.
All right, so there's the coach. In his honesty, he says that he would have told the authorities a different story. And if it's Hugo Broos, he probably would have decided, you know what, let's pack our bags, let's find a better pitch. But that aside, that wouldn't be the talking point that dominates everything. Was adaptability is what football is about. We had no say in VAR, for example. What is your comment about there being no VAR at a World Cup qualifier?
You see, if you want to have VAR throughout African qualifying, and everybody has to have it, has to be available for all the games, who's going to provide it?
Who should?
Normally, VAR, all the countries that have these things, they have them in Europe, they have them in their leagues. So there's an even playing field. There's an even playing field for these things. If you're going to have VAR in the African qualifiers, it means every game in Africa will have to have VAR. Is it something that CAF would want to invest in? I don't know. It's a lot of money to have all these things. And don't forget, these games are only played probably in a year. You only play a certain number of games. So who is going to pay for all of this? If the leagues in Africa had VAR, if the majority of them did, then it would be a lot easier to manage this situation.
When you look back at the goal, you don't need VAR. You just need good eyesight.
Well, you need to talk to the referee about that, not me.
No, but I'm saying for you now, we can't change the result, but objectively, should that goal have stood?
The referee took his decision. It was a goal. And that's the end of that.
That's the referee's decision.
And it's final.
100%. But
so why are you then trying to go back to what he has already decided upon, Robert?
Because you're not a referee. What is your objective opinion as a journalist?
My opinion is that he ruled it was a goal. But if you want to talk in more general terms about the game.
No, the goal, sir. So remember, the question is being asked to you.
I heard your question loudly and clearly. My ears are working. There's no wax in them.
So it's an eye problem.
No, it's not an eye problem either. To be fair, one of the things, or one of the issues I have when I watch games now is, in order to make professional assessments as to whether something is a goal or not, you need monitors in front of you to review action. Because you know how the nature of our football is. Things happen on the click of the moment. And then you want to see if...
But you've seen the goal, Osasu. The thing is...
No. I've not seen it. I was in the stadium. And there is no replay. It happened, and it's moved on. I have not gone to watch it on TV. I've not seen
You can
anything.
watch it on your phone.
I haven't. Well, I'm just telling you honestly. I haven't seen the match on TV. All I saw is what happened in the stadium.
Okay. Can I relay what happened?
No. I need to see it before I can. You're asking me to make a judgment.
So, okay.
I like making judgments based on me assessing evidence.
So based on what I'm going to tell you, ball hits head, hits hand, goes into the back of the net. That's a summary. You don't have to see it. Is that then a goal on any given day except for yesterday?
No, based on the evidence you've given to me, no, that wouldn't be a goal.
Nigeria.
But then I've seen so many goals given that shouldn't be goals in football.
Is Nigeria hanging by a thread? What's the outcome?
Are you joking?
What's the analysis? Are you out of the World Cup? Are you accepting that? Where are you?
Oh, please. I have no time for platitudes and hopes that are unrealistic. Nigeria's out. And Nigeria needs to now sit down, clean house, and do what it needs to do to put itself in the place where its talent should put it. Talent on its own. The big lesson of the last two World Cup campaigns for 2022 and this one is that you just can't rely on talent if you are not professionally organized. It is the lack of professional organization that has put Nigeria in this huge mess, that has made Nigeria, a laughing stock. I'm sorry to say it, but look, as I told you, I don't believe in patriotism on these issues. We need to be honest and tell ourselves the unvarnished truth.
You were in the press room afterwards with the coach being there.
I was, yes.
Did he ask a direct question And whatever the direct question was that you asked
It did. I
him,
put it on Twitter, on X last night, so everybody could read it. Yeah, I just simply told him that you needed to win your 4 games. You can't win the 4 games now. So how are you going to take the last 2 games seriously when there's nothing to play for? And what is your future after that?
What did he say?
And he just said, well, he believes that his players are professionals and that they would still take the last 2 games seriously, and that obviously they have a month before they play those 2 games, and they will need to do a review of what happened in Bloemfontein, and admittedly that will be difficult.
But were you impressed by anything about the game last night from a Nigerian perspective?
I think in the second half, it's probably the best they've played in a while. No, I think that the huge problem for Nigeria was that they've left themselves no margin, no room for error. And that's terrible in a World Cup qualifying campaign of this nature. The way we're talking about the game yesterday, Nigerians even talk about it like we lost. It's a draw, it ended in a draw. But so for Nigerians, they feel like we lost because we needed to win.
Yeah.
Eric Schell has had 4 games, okay? He's won 2 and he's drawn 2 since he took over.
Yeah.
So he beat Rwanda away and home, drew against Zimbabwe at home, and drew against South Africa in Bloom. If we had this qualifying record from the start, if this sequence had been on now, Nigeria would still be very much in the race. So if we look at what he has done in terms of the results he has had for the 4 games, you're talking of he's gotten out of a possible 12 points, he's gotten 8. That's not a bad average. And if we had had that average from the beginning, we would not be in the shithole we are in now. Pardon my French.
Yeah, we have to pardon it because they're kids. We do apologize for Osasu's slip of the tongue. But in all honesty, when you reflect on a Benin who then at night, as we all watching, do what they did.
Yes.
Changes the complexion.
Yes.
Gerhard Rohr says what he says, and it goes back to the point you were talking about on Monday about Mukwena, but also feeding back. I see now the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture in South Africa is also getting involved and, showing the Benin Twitter page that they should reflect on the FIFA laws and regulations of how things are conducted, and it's put the page up. Where do you honestly see this ending? Because if it's not coming through from a Nigerian perspective, it's now coming through from a Benin perspective.
No. As I told you on Monday, I'm a lawyer. I've been a lawyer for 30 years, even though I work as a journalist. So when we're talking about these issues, I look at it from a legal point of view. Okay? I explained clearly that Nigeria have been in the exact same situation you are in now and laid out exactly what has happened. And that is what should happen. That is the accurate legal point of view. So why FIFA have not handled this in the manner they should for 6 months, I can't explain it. I can't understand it. Well, I could suspect why, but I don't want to go into conjecture. In law, we deal with data, with facts. I don't want to deal with rumors or suspicions. I want to deal with evidence.
But you've just thrown the suspicious card into the mix. So what are you suspecting?
No. I don't want to make any statements that are not based on fact. All I'm just saying is that FIFA should implement the law as is. It should be done without fear or favor. It's not about which country it's about. It's just about ensuring that the law is followed. It's as simple as that.
So if they don't, then what are you suspecting?
I don't know.
A thought crossed your mind. So that's the thought that I'm interested in.
Is it every thought in your mind that you utter? Like I told you, I'm a lawyer. So when it comes to issues of law, I'm careful. I don't just... this is not journalism now. This is law. So the laws are there. to be implemented. There is...
But disclosure towards suspicion of something that you think other than the law itself is running its course right now raises me to ask you that question, because you
It's a fair question to ask me, but it doesn't mean I have to answer it.
You volunteered the information.
No, I didn't.
You volunteered the thought.
Yeah, perhaps so. That doesn't mean I have to answer it.
Would you like to now publicly withdraw that thought?
No.
So what is the thought?
I'm not telling you.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
You set high standards for your business, so when you apply for funding, don't settle for off-the-shelf. Get top-shelf, tailored solutions from Lula. We've built South Africa's first business-only banking suite, where our funding experts will help you access up to 5 million rand in as little as 24 hours. Fast-track your cash flow. No queues, no wait, no collateral needed. Apply today and experience business-class banking and funding at lula.co.za.
It's a great new way to buy or sell your car. Will make your day, ain't no other way. Come to us, so we'll come to you. Our team's colors are yellow and black. Quick, efficient, fair, that's where we at. Whatever you want, whatever you need, we've got the car for you. Cubby, soon we'll be #1.
Buy or sell your car today. Visit cubbycars.co.za.
It's Leroy Merlin's 7th birthday and we're celebrating with you. Now's the perfect time to completely update your home. Enjoy 10% off Luxon's paint tinting, 15% off selected countertops, 20% off Arden's mosaics, and up to 50% off your favorite products. This isn't just a sale, it's a celebration. Download the Leroy Merlin app, visit a store or shop online from 5 to 28 September. Leroy Merlin, make your home the best place to live. T's and C's apply.
Are you looking for the best savings on spectacles? At Specsavers, enjoy 1,500 Rand off when you get tested at South Africa's trusted and most established optical group. Get 1,500 Rand off all frames in store, or use your 1,500 Rand off on our leading lens enhancements, such as drive light lenses that reduce artificial glare whilst driving. Book online or call your nearest store today. Affordable eye care, Specsavers. T's and C's apply.
Baby, I'm breaking up with you.
Oh, is it the snoring?
No, baby, you know I don't mind the snoring.
My bad lasagna?
It's not the lasagna, and it's not because of your mother either.
Then what is it?
It's just that you don't have fiber.
Looking for a connection? Get AfriHost Pure Fiber for blazing fast internet with no strings attached.
Maybe we can still be friends?
One festival, endless flavor, and 2 unforgettable days of timeless music. The DSTV Delicious International Food and Music Festival, powered by Lotto Star, returns on 20 and 21 September at Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit. On Saturday, the stage erupts with Don Tolliver, Questa, and Nkabi Zezwe. Then on Sunday, experience the legendary Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, Lyra, and more. The DSTV Delicious Festival, powered by Lotto Star. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
The Room Dividers.
The Room Dividers.
The Room Dividers. Zatu Mamanji.
Tando Manana, Mike Greenaway.
The All Blacks blow through.
And look at both of you, your predictions gone.
When I look at this game, I just see what a lost opportunity. That was really a game where they had a chance to rewrite history. On the day, they made some mistakes that you don't expect from double world champions. I mean, some missed tackles.
This game will always humble you. In the first half, we let 2 easiest tries that we've never let slip in a test match. Never. That was 14-0 just after 20 minutes. It's never happened before. Who should have won that game? We had all the opportunity.
#MSW. #MSW.
Greetings, Robert. Nhlabathelo in Escort. Hey, Marawa. Yesterday game, Bafana against Nigeria. Gone are those days where Nigeria used to bulldoze our boys on the pitch. Things have changed now. Likaya ngomunye umhlathi manje. On a serious note, Marawa, our boys, they gave a great shift yesterday. I was very impressed. Our defense, Ngezana, and the young Bogazi, our midfielders, Mbule, Obas, and our reliable Mkwena, our police, Foster up front, not forgetting Unkota. I was very proud, Marawa, the way boys performed yesterday. We were very excited as South Africa. Looking forward to go to Canada, America in the World Cup. So I can't wait for that Zimbabwe game where we'll be celebrating. Great show as always, Marawa. Thanks.
Good evening, Tarop. First and foremost, I think it's safe for South Africans to start budgeting for their tickets to the World Cup. And second, that I've picked up, I think Ronwen Williams, if I'm not wrong, was the oldest player in the entire national team. I think Hugo Broos is going back to selecting young players for the national team. And I must say, the old man proved his worth. And congratulations to him. Now the dignity of our national team is back. And that's something to be proud of as a South African. Magwajawasi kutoka Mkomeni.
MSW Thabo Stigolo Shembaleli Rob Hugo Bros. Hayi ake simdonethileni ama firebrand as a country. Lo mkhulu usilethile isithunzi madoda. Nangu umkhulu asikhipha ehlazweni. Siyabonga mkhulu Hugo. Siyabonga Hugo Bros. Thank you. Alala.
Hey, it says there must be a crowdfunding, R5 each from the whole of South Africa, just to say thank you to Hugo Broos.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. Hi to your guest. My question to your guest is, do you think that the current Nigerian squad deserve to qualify for the World Cup? If yes, do you think they will represent the continent well? Thanks, David in Parkwood.
David in Parkwood, thank you so much indeed. Osasu, how do you respond to that?
I've already answered this question with all the things I've said for several months and years. No,
Summarize.
They don't deserve to be there.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't played well enough. As I said, I was speaking to Rory Smith of the Observer of London last week because he did a piece on Nigeria in the Observer, and he was looking at the situation Nigeria was in, and I told him that, and as I told you on Monday, that Nigeria is making the minimum out of the maximum. So if you're making the minimum out of the maximum, you don't deserve to be there.
Minimum population of 524,000 people. That's Cape Verde.
Mm-hmm.
That's their story.
Mm-hmm.
They did what they did to Cameroon.
Mm-hmm. And it's not the first time.
It's not the first time. So
they got rid of Cameroon in qualifying for the 2013 AFCON in South Africa. So it's not the first time they've done it.
What are they doing right?
They're professional.
How?
Look, they have diaspora talent. That's good.
Yeah.
They have a coach that knows what he's doing. They put things in place as they are supposed to be put. So they make, as I said, they make the maximum out of the minimum. They're a small country. And if they have a certain amount of talent which is good enough, they're not like Nigeria. They're not Nigeria. They're not Cameroon. They're not Egypt with huge population. So they know when you've got this group of people that can actually do a good job, you've got to maximize that talent by being professional in your organization. And that's what they've done.
They one win away from qualifying for the World Cup. I mean, is this the fairy tale story of Africa's World Cup qualifiers if and when they get that one win?
Yes, definitely. And congratulations to them if they do make it. And I think they will make it. But let's go back to South Africa and the general situation in that group. I just want to say to you that South Africa really need to be careful if they really want to qualify, because Benin still have a chance to qualify for the World Cup too. And I know Gernot Rohr very well because he coached Nigeria for 5 years. he is not going to sleep knowing that he can still qualify. So if you guys slip up against Rwanda or the other opponent you have left, you'd be in trouble.
Not going to happen.
Football, as we say, the ball is round, the field is green, it's 11 men against 11. And as my good friend Moses Praise or Supersport used to tell me, Iyalaya anybody. In Yoruba, that means on any given day, anybody can be beaten. And if you don't know that about football, you don't know anything.
So you would want South Africa to go down the drain?
I didn't say any such thing. I just told you.
No, obviously we were very careful.
On any given day, any team can be beaten anywhere. So if you say because, look at Nigeria's situation. Since Nigeria started qualifying for the World Cup in 1994, it is unthinkable that we would play 7 games in qualifying to win 1 home game. It's unthinkable. So then you keep on saying, this can't happen. No, that's not the way it is. You have to focus. That's why I used to remember the late Stephen Keshi always used to tell me that when he's at a tournament, he doesn't think about the second game when he hasn't played the first game. Play the first game, put that aside, move to the next one.
The big boss. When you talk about, the great legend who went on to win the Africa Cup of Nations as well, having spent the time training in SA and so on, there's a lot we could always talk about as Stephen Keshi. African continent, just the other day there was a conversation about how well CAF has done. Mm-hmm. There was a conversation about turning that was deficits into profits, climbing into the $1 billion margin.
Not yet, but soon.
It will be declared. I think it's more likely that is going to happen than not. Advertising, widespread viewing of Africa Cup of Nations, for example. I think Cote d'Ivoire was a typical example of how widespread that was. There was worldwide acceptance of the tournament and viewership of the tournament. What do you make of the South African-born president of CAF, his journey up until now?
Okay, let's compartmentalize. Let's talk about the business side of the game, and then we'll talk about the football governance side. Obviously, on the business side, he's a very successful businessman. He understands numbers. He understands business.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not surprised that even in the current negotiations for the $1 billion 8-year contract, he is in charge. He is taking charge of it. Mm-hmm. So now they're down to 2 companies, got IMG and Irish Sport Media, who are in the final 2. And we thought at the final of the CHAN, on the final day, that they were going to announce the winner. But Mosepe said they are still trying to see if they can still get a bit more money. So the negotiations are continuing. So who knows when that will finish and when a decision will be taken. But it's good. Look, when Issa Hayatou, and I know a lot of people are not fond of Issa Hayatou. Issa Hayatou wasn't fond of me when he was president. But I believe that even people that we criticize for things they do wrong, we must respect the things they did right.
Correct.
And this idea of having a long-term contract to secure the future of CAF, it came from his administration, from him, from Suketu Patel when he was the chairman of finance, and he was a partner in a top accounting firm, and Hicham Anwani, the general secretary of CAF. Yes, the $1 billion contract then was 12 years. Some people said it was too long, but what they were thinking of was security of income for CAF to make sure that they could know that every year they would get this, they can have the budget, they can plan. Now Mosepe has come in, after Ahmad cancelled that contract stupidly and recklessly, and it cost CAF $50 million in legal penalties to Lagardère. So that was the worst financial mistake made in CAF history, cancelling that contract with Lagardère. So now, Mosepe is now trying to say, okay, it was 12 years for the 1 billion, we want to reduce it to 8. The big problem now they have is that there are rules in COMESA with regards to these issues of the duration, so they're trying to sort all those things out. So on that side, I think Mosepe is really doing his best. But let's talk about the football governance side. You see, I don't understand certain things going on because Mosepe is a lawyer. He worked as a lawyer before he became a businessman.
Correct.
The General Secretary of CAF is also a lawyer, Swiss lawyer. And I can't understand when football people don't respect statutes of CAF.
Which one has he missed?
From the first time they were elected in 21, when they named the 5 vice presidents of CAF, do you know that there were no such positions known to the statutes of CAF? How can you appoint presidents that are not known to CAF statute? That was illegal, what they did. But because the General Assembly, most of the FA presidents, they are so frightened, none of them can even talk. That, look, what you did here was illegal.
But what are they frightened of?
This is a question you need to ask the FA presidents. Because when some will say, oh, they're afraid that if they talk, maybe the FIFA grants they've been given, some of them have not used them well, then they will be audited. Because one of the things that many of them are scared of is being audited.
Then they shouldn't be in those positions. So that can't be Motsepe's problem. So if they gain benefit at whatever cost, and for them to stay in power is because of what they gain, then one can't respect those individuals.
Well, that's a good point. But going back to Mosepe, you see, you South Africans, you come from a culture of struggle, of trying to restore the dignity of the black man, the African. It is important that those who lead CAF always remember that you have a duty to protect the interest of Africa, to protect our dignity as Africans in the global football space.
Where has he fallen short in terms of that?
Okay. Can you imagine, Robert, that if there is a dispute between the staff of CAF and CAF, that Swiss law is being used to resolve the disputes? Are you telling me that in the 54 or 55 African countries, we do not have the quality of legal statutes that can be used to deal with these issues?
But football's governed where?
No.
Where have the headquarters of FIFA been?
No. FIFA is FIFA. CAF is CAF. We must understand that this is Africa. We need to govern properly and respect our own continent.
Then somebody's going to say, hey, we are Mexico. We need to govern the way Mexico...
Will you ever go and use text from Asia to govern its laws? No. There are a lot of things. I told you the other day.
Why haven't you interviewed Patrice Motsepe?
Why haven't you too?
No, you don't know if I have. I'm asking
you. No,
you.
you haven't. I know you haven't. So why haven't you?
I asked you. You're the guest here.
Yes, but I'm a journalist like you, so we're having a conversation. It's not a monologue. We're having a dialogue here.
Yeah, but the time is up, so I'm asking, why haven't you interviewed him?
Well, not for want of trying. I've been trying for 4 years. So maybe you can give me some insight on it. Why is he so averse to sitting? Look, this is the third CAF president I'm dealing with now in my career. I dealt with Issa Hayatou. Issa Hayatou was not an easy man either. But you could still talk to Issa Hayatou. Sometimes you could talk to him. Ahmad, who came after him, hated me because he felt I was always reporting what was going on in the inner sanctum of CAF. But I could sit down with Ahmad and talk. And he would have conversations with me. And we had interviews, actually, detailed ones.
We should take this on YouTube one of these days.
I don't know why Mosepe won't talk to anyone. I mean, he hasn't really had any decent interview in 4 years. And every time you ask him or you ask his team, you just get answers which are just not acceptable.
Have a super trip to Nigeria, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you for being in studio. Thanks for supporting South Africa's charge as well. See, standing ovation for you, sir. All round in the room. Much respect to you.
Thank you, Robert.
You can catch him on social media. Very, very controversial human being. Tune in tomorrow for Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW.